An introduction to the Science of Hadith by Ibn al-Salah al-Shahrazuri, 577 to 643, the most influential work on the Science of Hadith ever. Category 46. Those from whom two transmitters, one early and one late, with a great difference between their dates of death, so there is a great difference in the time between them, both relate, even if the latter one of them is not regarded as a contemporary of the first, or a member of his generation. One of the uses of this category is to fix the sweetness of elevated isnads in human hearts. Al-Khatib devoted a fine book to this subject called Kitab as-Sabiq wal-Lahiq, the first and last students of transmitters. An example of this is Muhammad ibn Ishaq al-Thaqafi al-Sarraj al-Nisaburi. The authority Bukhari related from him in his Tarikh, and Abu al-Hussein Ahmad ibn Muhammad al-Khaffaf al-Nisaburi also related from him. There is a span of 137 lunar years or more between their deaths, since Bukhari died in 256, which is 870 CE, and al-Khaffaf died in 393, which is 1002 CE, 394 or 395. Another example is Imam Malik ibn Anas, Zuhri, and Zakaria ibn Duwayd al-Kindi transmitted hadith from him. There is a span of 137 lunar years or more between their deaths. Zuhri died in 124, 742 CE. Malik was favoured with many transmissions belonging to this category. God knows best. Category 47. Companions, followers, and later figures, God be pleased with them, from whom only a single transmitter related hadith. من لم يروي عنه إلا راويا واحد من الصحابة والتابعين فمن بعدهم. Muslim has a book on this subject which I have not seen. The following are some examples from the companions. Wahab ibn Khanbash was a companion from whom Sha'bi alone related hadith. He appears as Harim ibn Khanbash in the books of Al-Hakim and Abu Nu'aym al-Isbahani on the Science of Hadith, and this form of his name is an error originating in the relation of Dawood al-Awdi from Sha'bi. The same is true of Amir ibn Shahr, Urwa ibn Mudarris, Muhammad ibn Safwan al-Ansari, and Muhammad ibn Sayfi al-Ansari. These last two are not the same person, although some people said they were. These were also companions from whom only Sha'bi related hadith. Qais ibn Abi Hazim was alone in relating hadith from his father, Dukayn ibn Sa'id al-Muzani, As-Sanabih ibn al-As'ar, Mirdas ibn Malik al-Aslami, all of whom were companions. Qudama ibn Abdullah al-Kilabi was also one of them. Only Ayman ibn Nabil related hadith from him. Among the companions there is a group from whom only their sons related hadith, including Shakal ibn Humayd. His son Shutayr is the only one who related hadith from him. One of them is Musayyib ibn Hazm al-Qurayshi. His son Sa'id ibn Musayyib was the only one who related hadith from him. Muawiyah ibn Hayda, his son Hakim, the father of Bahas, was the only one to relate hadith from him. Qurra bin Iyas, no one related hadith from him beside his son Muawiyah. Abu Layla al-Ansari, his son Abdurrahman ibn Abi Layla, was the only one to relate hadith from him. Abu Abdullah al-Hakim, in his Madkhal fi Kitab al-Iklil, introduction to the Book of the Crown, expressed the opinion that Bukhari and Muslim did not include in their Sahihs the hadith of any individual of this type. He was criticized for that claim, and it was refuted by Bukhari's, including in his Sahih the hadith of Qais ibn Abi Hazim from Mirdas al-Aslami. The righteous will disappear one by one. Qais was the only transmitter from Mirdas al-Aslami. It is also refuted by Bukhari's inclusion, rather than the inclusion of both Bukhari and Muslim, on the hadith of Musayyib ibn Hazm on the death of Abu Talib, although his son, that is Sa'id ibn Musayyib, was the sole transmitter from him. It is further refuted by Bukhari's inclusion of the hadith of al-Hasan al-Basri from Amr ibn Taghlib. I give to a man, and the one I omit is dearer to me. Al-Hasan was the only one who related hadith from Amr. Similarly, Muslim included in his Sahih the hadith of Rafi ibn Amr al-Ghifari, while Abdullah ibn As-Samit was the only one to relate hadith from him. Muslim also included the hadith of Abu Rifa'a al-Adawi, despite the fact that Humayd ibn Hilal al-Adawi was the only one to relate hadith from him. Muslim also included the hadith of Aghar al-Muzani, my heart is covered, and Abu Burda was the only one to relate hadith from him. Bukhari and Muslim have many hadiths of this type in their books. That indicates their belief that a transmitter sometimes emerges from being unknown and rejected, majhul, mardud, through the relation of a single person from him. I discussed this earlier in category 23. Nevertheless, I have read through discovery, Wijadatan, that Abu Umar ibn Abdul Barr al-Andalusi said, they consider everyone from whom only a single person transmits hadith unknown, unless that person is famous for something other than transmitting hadith, as Malik ibn Dinar was famous for asceticism, and Amr ibn Mahdi Karib for valor. Mahdi Karib. Regarding some of those who mentioned as having only a single transmitter, be aware there is sometimes a dispute whether that transmitter was truly alone. This is the case of Qudama bin Abdullah ibn Abdul Bar said that Humayd ibn Kullab also related hadith from him. God knows best. Another example of this category from the followers is Abu al-Ushara ad-Darimi. So far as is known, no one but Hamad ibn Salama related hadith from him. Al-Hakim cited Muhammad ibn Abi Sufyan al-Thaqafi as an example of a follower in this category and said that as far as he knew, only Zuhri related hadith from him. He said, in the same way Zuhri was alone in transmitting hadith from some 20 followers from whom no one else transmitted, the same was true of Amr ibn Dinar, who was alone in transmitting hadith from a number of followers. It is also true that Yahya bin Sa'id al-Ansari, Abu Ishaq, As-Sabi'i, Hisham ibn Urwa and others. Al-Hakim elsewhere named some of the followers from whom they alone transmitted. Among those from whom Amr ibn Dinar was alone in transmitting hadith were Abdurrahman ibn Ma'bad and Abdurrahman ibn Farrukh. Amr ibn Abban ibn Uthman and Sinan ibn Abi Sinan and Du'ali were among those from whom Zuhri was alone in transmitting hadith. Abdullah ibn Unais al-Ansari was someone from whom Yahya was alone in transmitting hadith. Abu Abdullah al-Hakim cited al-Miswar ibn Rifa'a al-Qurazi as an example of a follower and said that only Malik related hadith from him. In the same way, Malik was alone in relating from about 10 of the teachers of Medina. I fear that al-Hakim was relying on surmise and misapprehension in his place. In placing some of the transmitters he mentioned in this position, he put them. God knows best. Stay tuned for part number or category number 48.